Hey guys, welcome to Backstage with Billionaires. I'm Caleb, your host, and today we're going to be talking about what the Union Budget 2020 means for India's startup ecosystem. So firstly, we're going to be talking about what the Union Budget 2020 means specifically for startups. Now, under the Startup India campaign, startups with a turnover of 25 crores or 250 million rupees were eligible for a tax holiday for a period of 3 consecutive years out of 7 years of operations. Now that number 7 years is being increased to 10 years due to the fact that a lot of startups don't generate profits in their early years. Also, the turnover limit of 25 crores is being increased to 100 crores, which is 1 billion rupees, mainly to accommodate larger startups in India's startup ecosystem. Also, startups are increasingly using ESOPs in order to retain talented employees during their early years so that they can build a strong team. However, these talented employees end up being burdened by taxes when they sign up with these ESOPs. And not only that, when they choose to redeem their ESOPs, they have to pay the capital gains tax. So obviously this creates a bit of a tax burden for employees, but it also slows the growth of the startup, which obviously isn't a good thing when you're trying to accelerate the growth of the startup ecosystem as a whole, right? So the finance minister, in order to mitigate some of these negative effects, has proposed that the payment of these taxes be deferred for 5 years. So this would basically mean that after 5 years has passed, you've been working for this company for 5 years, then you would have to pay these taxes. Or if you decided to quit, you don't want to work at this startup anymore, then you would have to pay these taxes. Or if you sold your shares in this company, you would have to pay these taxes. But I think it's great that they're just giving people a couple of different options. So another interesting way that the Union Budget 2020 is affecting startups, specifically in the quantum technology space, is that over the next 5 years, the government is going to be setting aside 8,000 crores or 80 billion rupees for these quantum technology startups through the National Mission on Quantum Technologies and Applications. Now that's a lot of money, and it'll definitely accelerate growth in this quantum technology space, which is really exciting to see. And the last piece of news that I have for you as far as startups go is that the government is planning on setting up a digital platform in order to accelerate the process of filing IPRs, or intellectual property rights. All right, next up, let's talk about the Union Budget 2020's effects on micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises. And to start things off, we'll focus in on the manufacturing sector. So the Indian government is set to introduce schemes that will boost investments in the manufacturing of electronics. Specifically, we're talking about mobile phones, electronic equipment, and also semiconductor packaging. And also a similar scheme is going to be floated with regards to the manufacturing of medical devices. So all of these things will definitely be creating a lot of jobs here in India, which is great. It's going to give a bit of a boost to the economy. But I also think that this could potentially put India on the map as one of the world's leaders in electronics manufacturing. So that's really exciting. All right, moving on to the import and export industry here in India, which obviously has a huge effect on the country's micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises. The government is looking to introduce the National Technical Textiles Mission with an outlay of 1,480 crores, which is 14.8 billion rupees. So considering the fact that India imports to the tune of $16 billion every single year, the government is trying to reverse this trend through the National Technical Textiles Mission. Also, in order to make export even easier for micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises, the government is launching NIRVIK, that's N-I-R-V-I-K. So this scheme would provide higher insurance coverage, as well as a reduction in premium and simplified procedure for claim settlements for businesses. So in order to help Indian exporters to scale their businesses globally, hand-holding will be provided to select sectors like pharmaceuticals and auto components by providing them with the latest technology and business strategy. In order to accomplish this, the Modi government will be launching a 1,000 crore scheme, that's 10 billion rupees, specifically for this purpose. And so out of this 1,000 crores, 100 will be coming directly from EXIM Bank as well as SIDBI Bank in order to help out with equity and technical assistance. And then the remaining 900 crores will be coming from different banks in the form of debt. Also, so far businesses with a revenue of 1 crore have been required to get audited by an accountant. However, with the Union Budget 2020, the government is proposing that that number be increased to 5 crores instead of 1 crore. However, this limit increase would only apply to businesses that carry out less than 5% of their transactions in cash. So basically, the government is killing two birds with one stone here. On the one side, they are benefiting India's micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises by increasing this limit. But on the other, they are moving those same enterprises towards going cashless, which in turn causes India to move towards going cashless. All right, now moving away from how the Union Budget 2020 is affecting micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises and towards how it's affecting the investment space, the government has decided to do away with DDT. So as of today, companies are required to pay tax on the dividends that they're paying to their shareholders. Now, this tax is called DDT, Dividend Distribution Tax, and it's 15% of the dividend. Now, this tax is on top of the tax that companies are already paying on their profits. And for a long time, DDT has been considered a burden on investors. These investors would have been paying lower taxes if the dividend profits were to be considered part of their income. And so the Indian government has finally decided to do away with DDT, which is a huge relief to investors. And basically what this means is that the individual recipients of dividends will be charged at their applicable rate. Now, this is a pretty big move on the part of the Indian government. Getting rid of DDT is probably going to cost them in the ballpark of 25,000 crores. That's 250 billion rupees. But obviously the pros are outweighing the cons here. Companies are going to have a stronger relationship with their investors. There's going to be more trust between the two. And also we can probably expect a lot more investors to be interested and involved in India's startup ecosystem moving forward. Now, all of the information that I've provided you guys with today has been simplified, summarized, truncated, but if you guys want to know more about how the Union Budget 2020 is going to affect India's startup ecosystem, I'll be leaving a couple of links in the description of this video. You can go check those out. And also, as always, would love to read any feedback or comments that you have on this video. Your feedback means a lot to us, so please leave us a comment down below. Thanks so much for watching this video, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.